In this video, I'll be speaking about the group simulations we formed and how we made decisions as a group. I'll be speaking about the first 2 weeks, we did, which will be week 3 and 4. Unfortunately, in week 3, our team wasn't formed. We didn't meet up for any group activities, so we couldn't make any decisions together. However, in week 4, we did meet up. It was Razlan and myself. We met up at first, we made decisions, but before any decisions were made, me and Razlan, we checked up competitor prices. We saw where they got their products from, what companies were supplying to them, and then we did also market research on all the products, what products were wanted, what the demands of the products were, and according to that is how we made our purchases. In week 4, we saw because in week 3 the sales for all the products were good, but tennis rackets and ice hockey sticks, we were low on stock, and the product sales of them two was really high. That's why week 4 we purchased more tennis rackets and ice hockey sticks to make sure that we have enough stock left to sell. We didn't focus on football and driver helmets as much because football and driver helmets was doing good as it was anyway. We didn't need to purchase new stock for footballs and driver helmets, or purchase more stock, sorry, because the stock we were purchasing was enough to sell. Our market spending and stock rose for ice hockey sticks and tennis rackets, whereas the other two products was perfectly fine. Because we were focused so much on ice hockey sticks and tennis rackets, eventually by week 5 we ended up having too much stock in ice hockey sticks especially, and tennis rackets as well. At one point we had about 700 tennis rackets, and we only sold 400, leaving us with 300, so we had to obviously make changes with that. However, obviously in week 4 we were doing good. We had 400 tennis rackets sold out of the 500 we purchased, so we only had 100 stock left over. Similarly, it was same with tennis rackets, with ice hockey sticks. Football and driver's helmet were perfect. Every time we bought stock, we made sure we buy just the right amount. We used to buy about 300, just over 300, and we used to always sell just under 300 of the product. So we was never too high. We was never buying too much stock. We always had just the right amount. We did eventually stop buying the stock. But that was later in the week, so obviously Georges will speak about that. Because our purchases were so high and sales weren't as expected, our profits fell. From week 3, where we had good amount of profit, to week 4, our profits fell in a high margin. That's why we had to change over again in week 5. When we reflected back to week 4, we had to make sure that we don't purchase too many products. We saw the differences that were created because of the purchases of the stock, and according to that is how we improved our stock purchases for the following weeks, and we made sure that we purchased the right amount of stock. Thank you.
Hello, my name is George, and I will present week 5 and week 6. Week 5 was more profitable from week 4. In week 5, we supplied 830 units of football, 685 of driver's helmets, 869 tennis rackets, and 627 ice hockey sticks. From all these units we supplied, all the demand needed was covered. In more details, we sold 457 football in the price of 144 each, 378 driver's helmets for the price of 149 each, 441 tennis rackets for the price of 139 each, and 357 ice hockey sticks for the price of 144 each. As a result, we left with unsold inventory of 373 football, 307 driver's helmets, 428 tennis rackets, and 270 ice hockey sticks. In conclusion, we had a profitable week of 18,290 net profit. In addition, our market shares were 13.4% 49% for football, 11.55% for driver's helmets, 12.76% for tennis rackets, and 12.08% for ice hockey sticks. In week 6, we still make a profit, but much more less than week 5. We supplied more units and our expenses were more than the previous week. There was a supply of 873 football, 507 driver's helmets, and 1,128 tennis rackets, and 470 ice hockey sticks. Also, during this week, we covered all the demands and the prices remain the same with week 5. We sold 621 football, 471 driver's helmets, 507 tennis rackets, and 399 ice hockey sticks. As a result, we left with unsold inventory of 252 football, 36 driver's helmets, 621 tennis rackets, and 71 of ice hockey sticks. In conclusion, we also had a profitable week of 6,964 net profit, and our market shares for week 6 was 15.42% for football, 13.23% for driver's helmet, 12.54% for tennis rackets, and 12.53% for ice hockey sticks. Thank you.
In addition to what my teammates said, because in period 6 we had a low net profit, we took the decision to do a market analysis and to see the market size. We also had only one supplier along all periods, Henderson, and because we had he had a good reputation in terms of quality, we had to do just basic checks. Also in period 6 we took the decision to order a bit more stock as our demand increased. In period 7 our net profit increased, part because in previous periods we increased the price as well. For period 7, because of high stock on tennis racket, we decided to do a self promotion and drop the price to 199. That gave us a very good increase in net profit in period 8, where we decided to increase the prices for our products, but not more than our competitor, which we knew from a competitor price research that we made in period 3. Altogether, at the end, we had a good profit and growth and return on equity, but the company image in the customer eye wasn't good at all. Along all periods, we managed to have good market share on all our products, and at the stock exchange we always been positive. Thank you very much for your attention.